loves Baby Soft, all temperature, root beer lip lickers. Put any of these things in the room with a Gen X kid, and you'll need to give them a moment while they disassociate. The 70s were a feast for the senses, and it wasn't all as creepy as a commercial for Gee, your hair smells terrific. Yes, that was an actual brand of shampoo. Look it up if you need to. You're welcome. So what's this episode about? Well, Bitch and Boutique is us talking about our lives and our memories from our very queer Gen X perspectives, so you're going to hear us wander the road of sense memories and things that just don't exist anymore. Intrigued? Well, let's get to it. Welcome to Pitney and Amelia's Bitchin' Boutique.
We may be awful, but
we're right.
So as we were getting ready to record this episode, when I just went to go get my drink, I found yet another barf on the floor of my bedroom.
Oh, little puppy puke?
Yes, and I think I told you the other day, 2 days ago, I got up and I didn't realize, that he had thrown up in the fucking bed.
Yes,
And
you did mention that.
It went through onto the mattress pad, so I had to wash all the sheets, the comforter.
Oh my God.
And I just found another vomit. And I'm like, whatever, at least this is on the hardwood floor and I can just get some Windex and a paper towel.
Oh my God. Oh my God, it must have been so liquidy to soak through like that. Oh.
And Mom gets so upset. She's like, oh my God, is he okay? Does he need to go to the vet? Is he sick? And I'm like, Mom, dogs they throw up all the time. It's like
Loki at least once a week.
Completely nothing.
Yeah. It's kind of like, a dog has a slight feeling in their tummy and then they go eat some grass and then they throw up.
Yeah, I know.
And when Loki does it, it's on the average about once a week or maybe every other week. And it's almost always late afternoon. And then he comes in and it's time, I've made his dinner and he goes insane inhaling it because now he's super hungry because his tummy's not bothering him.
And does he throw up again?
No. We used to freak out though. We used to do the whole chicken and boiled rice thing every time he had a poop or a slight diarrhea. And eventually the vet was like, he'll never get a consistent diet if you keep doing that. But because he was so sick when we got him.
Yeah, so you had to,
we were hyper aware of every bit of fluid that came out of his body.
And I remember Lindbergh used to throw up all the time and I was like, whatever. Yeah. Well, Lindbergh used to eat weird shit too.
Well, and Joxer does too.
Yeah.
Because he eats snails, right?
Yes.
Ugh, still so gross.
Yes.
Did you ever? I was kind of a barfy child. Did you ever throw up in school?
No.
Oh my God.
I know people did throw up in school, and one of my most fabulous memories is in the 3rd or the 4th grade, sitting in the cafeteria, and somebody pooped their pants, and a big old turd ran down his leg out of his shorts and was on the floor of the cafeteria.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, at least that was a child and not an adult it
but
was
I never
at my
threw
work,
up
but I won't tell that story. So gross. Well, I mean, one of my biggest, the main time I remember throwing up, God, it had to be, was it 2nd grade? I mean, I know what school it was at. So it was either 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. I feel like it was 2nd. The kid who sat next to me, this is so gross. It still just makes me feel nasty. I looked over and he was licking the cover of his library book.
Okay.
And I instantly vomited.
Oh my God, how fabulous.
Because it just grossed me out so much.
Oh, wow.
But the worst part, I mean, it was bad enough to be like the kid who vomited in class. But then they had to bring the janitor in with that pink sawdust stuff that I bet they don't even do anymore. I bet they have some kind of fancy enzyme spray or something.
I'm sure.
Like they make for dog pee or whatever. But it's like this sawdust shit that would soak it all up. And it had the most soapy, chemically smell that I'm sure was intended to smell pleasant, but it didn't because it smelled like a fucking hospital.
Yeah.
Like very antiseptic. And then they would like, sweep up.
I don't remember that at all. But
the barf with the thing. Maybe it was, because you went to private school, so they probably had some, solid gold special shovel.
I don't remember public puking. But like I said, the only thing I do remember that one public poop.
Oh my God! See. As much as my shitty little public schools that I went to, so many of them I have no memory of anyone pooping in school.
But yeah,
I'm sure.
But I do remember Marlo Sands throwing up fruit cocktail in the back of her mother's red Thunderbird on the way to school one morning.
Oh God!
And because of
fruit cocktail too.
Of that, I have never been able to eat fruit cocktail again.
Did you know it was fruit cocktail because she didn't really chew her food very well? Like you could see.
Yeah, because there was like you could see the maraschino cherries, like the halves of the maraschino cherries.
And it smelled like canned pears.
And I've never forgotten that. And God, that was like 50 years ago. And I've never forgotten it. It was in the back seat of that goddamn huge red 70s Thunderbird.
Oh my God. But just now thinking about the pink sawdust, and it was always pink. I don't know why it was pink. Maybe it was pink like the same way that like hand soap, like the public restroom hand soap dispensers, that shit was always pink too. But like those kind of sensory memories are so vivid. And like you could go like 50 years without thinking about it, and then all of a sudden you see something or you smell something, and it's like this instantaneous, like, oh, I'm there.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And you remember everything.
I have it. Yeah.
I
got it.
I was looking on, I guess I was looking on eBay. Every so often I'll look for like, toys of my childhood or whatever. And I saw the Barbie friendship plane, which back when Barbie stuff was, for the most part, made of like this hard cardboard kind of material, but each piece of it was completely sealed in vinyl. Like this particular kind of vinyl that nothing is made that way. Nothing smells like that vinyl.
And I know what you're talking about. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I have a lunchbox sitting right over there that is not the exact same lunchbox I had when I was 6, but it is also, because that was a Peanuts lunchbox that was the vinyl.
Oh yeah, cardboard. And it was like a soft vinyl, and it had the little clasp where you twisted the clasp to close it. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Well, and it had like the little crimped edges. Yes, all the seams were like crimped.
I can picture it.
The thing was like I wanted to find that lunchbox again, and I did find it once, but then seeing pictures of it made me realize, oh my God, this entire lunchbox, every side of it was fucking baseball. I mean, it was Charlie Brown and Snoopy and stuff, but so I liked it, but it was all baseball, and I'm like, I'm not buying a baseball themed lunchbox. I mean, if it was my actual one that I kept from childhood, that's different.
Oh, of course.
But spending money on on something that was just like it, it's like, nah. And then I saw this one, which also has like one side of it has Charlie Brown pitching a baseball. But it's also kind of a minty green instead of being white, and the pictures are all really cute. Like the one that's facing out right here is Lucy and Charlie Brown behind a tree peeking out, and Linus is down on his knees, and he is like the way Woodstock used to look.
Uh-huh.
When he was more bird-like, and all his little Woodstock friends that were the same, Linus is kneeling down and he's surrounded by a bunch of little Woodstocks and he's patting them on the head.
Aw.
And it says pat, pat, pat. And it's the
Oh,
cutest
that's
fucking thing I've
because
ever
yeah, when
seen.
you said Linus was, of course, my mind went into the gutter, and I was like, when he's on his knees, waiting to suck off Charlie
Linus
Brown.
would never. Linus would never.
But that's my filthy mind.
But my God, like that lunchbox, I mean, even though it doesn't look like mine, but it is exactly the same, and the smell of it is like, it reminds me of every toy, everything like that from my
Yeah.
childhood. And it's just like, I don't know what it was. I mean, it probably causes cancer. Like whatever
Oh,
it is.
whatever.
They
Who
don't use it
cares?
anymore. They don't use it anymore for whatever reason. It's probably because it has asbestos and lead in it or something. But that's, then they started making, I mean, they had metal ones and they had plastic ones and whatever, but I guess I had a metal one after that. I don't really remember. I remember my sister's lunchboxes. The Duchess had a Bionic Woman
Yeah, but
one.
I remember the plastic ones that you're talking about with the like the crimped edges with the car. Yeah, I totally remember those. And then they were metal for a while, and then they turned
Yeah.
into molded plastic, like in the
Yeah,
late
with like a big
70s.
sticker on it
Yeah.
on the front and back. Yeah.
And I remember my
Yeah.
first molded plastic one was in the 5th grade, and it was Jabberjaw.
Oh my God. Kids today don't even know what Jabberjaw is.
But I remember
Oh, Jabberjaw.
not so much the lunchbox, but the thermos that came with it. You remember you would open the thermos, and no matter what was in it, there would just be this fume of plastic smell. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Well, if it was, especially if whatever was in it was hot, because it would like heat up the plastic a little
Yeah.
bit. You'd have your little cup part that came off, and then the actual lid that
Yeah.
unscrewed, and then it was always
Yeah,
this
but I remember that
of
the thermos smell.
uh
And it totally brings me back to Walter L. Baccarat School in the 4th or the 5th grade, with my
oh my
Jabberjaw
Lord.
lunchbox.
Oh my
And I was
God.
not even into Jabberjaw. I don't think that I'd even seen Jabberjaw, but it was
Really?
such a fun thing for me to go. I loved going school shopping when mom would take
Oh,
me, and I'd
sure.
buy all my supplies, and I'd buy pencil cases and blah blah blah. And it was really a big deal for me to pick out my lunchbox. And I think I liked, because that was just the beginning when I was first becoming obsessed with Kiss.
Okay.
So I think that I probably liked the Jabberjaw lunchbox because he was the drummer of a fictitious rock band, maybe.
Oh, he did play the drums, I
So
think.
that's maybe what drawn me to it, because it was really weird. But yeah, anyway, but I
Oh
remember
my
that fucking
God.
Jabberjaw lunchbox, and the thermos smell, though. It
Oh,
wasn't the lunchbox, it was the thermos.
yeah. Because thermoses were always the same. Like no matter what your lunchbox was, thermoses were the same. And I would do anything. It would not surprise me if, going through shelves or something in my parents' house, if my old Charlie Brown throwing a baseball yellow and red thermos from that first lunchbox. Because that was a perfectly good thermos. Like a
Oh my
lunchbox
god,
could.
wouldn't you be so happy if you found that thing? Oh my
Oh
god.
God, I would be so thrilled. Cause like those, especially the vinyl ones, like you get like a pinprick in the vinyl, and then when it would get washed, a little bit of water would get
Mm-hmm.
in there. And before you know it, that whole one side of the lunchbox was like squishy
Yep,
inside
yep,
and
yep,
had a
yep.
that wonderful, oh no, this has gone foul
Yeah.
smell. Oh my God. Were you were you someone who, like, when you had whatever your drink was for your lunch, like I always had milk, and at the end of the day, there was always leftover milk. Like I don't know if I really did it on purpose, but I must have, because I had this love of, at the end of the day, when it wasn't cold anymore, even though it was in a thermos, but
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
only people in the 70s would know that, your lunch was completely at room temperature. We didn't have little ice
Oh yeah, it
packs.
would just, you would stick it in your cubby and it would be fine. And you know what? None of
Yeah.
us ever got food poisoning and none of us ever died. God damn
Nope,
it.
not from that.
You
Not from that, that's for sure. But like that, but I would have like maybe an inch or so of milk at the bottom, of leftover milk at the bottom of my thermos. And at the end of the day, I would get such pleasure out of drinking the room temperature
Oh
milk,
my God.
which, if at any point someone had served me a glass of room temperature milk, I would have found it completely disgusting. Okay, well, that was fun.
God damn it. 2,
You don't have
3,
to count. We're
4,
starting.
5.
So we had a major technical meltdown. Pitney's computer froze, and we're gonna have to
Yeah,
regroup.
like totally froze. Like I couldn't even Control Alt Delete froze. I had to like turn it off.
His computer completely died. Yeah, and like my end was showing that he was still on and that the call was still happening. So anyway, we need to regroup, and we will rejoin y'all in just a moment. So back at whatever the fuck we were talking about, because I swear to God it's been 30 minutes. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So
okay.
let's we're gonna pause, we're gonna take a break, like an actual break, and we're gonna figure out what the fuck we were talking about.
Yes, okay.
Okay,
bye. I'm
bye.
gonna stop and save. Okay, bye.
I'm Edward October. The sound you hear is summer thunder, the tolling of church bells, gentle rain, dripping blood on the morning after Halloween. This is the start of Octoberpod.
Octoberpod AM. Retro horror for bold individualists.
What is the Phantom's dark secret?
For true, true-ish, and classic tales of horror and the paranormal.
138 living nightmares.
Listen to Octoberpod AM, wherever you get podcasts. OctoberPodVHS.com.
So I guess we'll start. Okay, so okay, we're back. Technical things. We had to have some screen sharing lessons and Audacity and whatnot, but we're good. Pitney's computer completely died for a second, but everything seems to be fine. I have started having occasional brownouts in my house. I think because it's so goddamn hot in Texas. We're just hoping the whole grid doesn't crash, but we seem to be fine.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it because of the weather and the air conditioning and everything, probably?
Well, it's like we're, I did check the neighborhood Facebook group, and I'm definitely not the only one who is seeing this. And I'm very concerned about like other neighbors who are like, I mean, I only set my AC on 75. I don't know why it's pulling so much electricity. And I'm like, mine is on 78 and it's still like, and this is like a fairly brand new system because after the big freeze and everything, the outdoor unit just never was the same.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
So a couple years later, we had completely dead. It was terrible. Anyway, okay, so we're back.
So yes.
So let's talk about what we were talking about before, which was fabulous things from the 70s that only 70s babies could experience and understand. So let's do that.
Yes, so, I talked about the ecstasy of the smell of plastic from a lunchbox and a thermos. So now...
Yes, you did.
The ecstasy of the smell of mold and mildew.
Okay.
And mothballs. And mothballs.
I've still, to this day, I've never smelled a mothball in my life.
Because, you know, the happiest times of my childhood were those 2 months in the summer
Okay.
where we would go to Russian River.
For 2 months?
Yeah, we would go for July and not come back until the last weekend of August.
Good Lord.
Yeah, we would be there for 2 months.
Wow, I have no concept of what that would be like.
And
It's like you had a vacation home.
oh
Or
yeah,
a summer house.
Yeah, well, we did. And I just
Oh my
remember like opening up the house for the first time when we got there.
Oh, okay.
And because it always smelled like a little bit of mold, a little bit of mildew, a little bit of mothballs.
Because it had been sealed up for 10
Because
months.
it had been sealed up for, And that smell is like the smell of vacation and summer and freedom and
oh God,
not having to be around my dad and
because your dad didn't go with you.
Yeah, oh fuck no. And you know,
he had his business. He had his business
Yes.
associates. Wink, wink. That
you know,
had
and I had friends up there. So it was the only time of year where I wasn't being bullied and made fun of.
Right.
Because that was my entire school career, was being bullied and made fun of. But when I was up there, I had friends and I had fun. And so that smell is like, it's the smell of happiness to me, mold and mildew.
So now if you're I mean, I don't know where it would be in your house, but like if you go into someone else's house and there's like that kind of a smell, that oh God, that might be why you like our spare bedroom, because we try to keep it closed up, but now we can't because we have a giant dog who can push that door open. But maybe that's why you love that room. Because
maybe
that room is not really used unless you're sleeping in the bed.
And I know that, like, maybe, like, my shed here kind of smells like that.
Oh, I bet it does, yeah.
And I'm just like, oh. And it just, like, triggers, like, this happiness. You know, which is really weird.
Oh, my God.
It's not an unpleasant smell, really, but it's not necessarily a pleasant smell either, but it just triggers happiness in me, you know.
Well, it's kind of a sense memory thing, in the same way that turning on the heater for the first time in the winter, and it's got like a year's worth of dust somewhere that needs to burn real quick, and then it's fine.
I love that first heater of the season smell.
That's a good smell. It's not necessarily a pleasant smell. I think it's a good smell because it goes away quickly, but during that moment when it happens, it's fabulous. Now, when I think about mildew, all I can really think of is okay, when you were little and you had to, take baths. Of course, you were an only child, so you never had to like sit in the bathtub with a sibling. Like, oh, we're not filling the tub up twice, you both have to get in there.
Oh, no, but I did used to have to do that at Auntie Sandy's, because
with cousins.
Me and the cousins would be forced to have baths together because, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's actually one photo in existence of all three of us, me and both of my sisters. Keep in mind, there is a 9-year age difference between my older sister and my younger sister, but all three of us in the bathtub at the same time. And the older one is holding a washcloth, a Snoopy washcloth, by the way, over her non-existent boobs.
See, utterly 70s. All of that is utterly 70s.
But bath time, there was always like toys in the tub because we were kids. But the thing is, like, I don't know, I don't know what the hell kids play with in the tub now, but almost every toy that was made for tub was not watertight, and the insides of them would always get mildewed. And I had the first one I think of, because we had like wind up swimming fish and wind up swimming frogs and weird things like that. But we also had, for example, it's always Snoopy because that was my whole life. We had this floating Snoopy soap dish that came with a Woodstock shaped soap that would lay in the soap dish on his tummy.
Oh,
Now the soap,
I want.
oh, they're so cute. I look at them up online. I look at those online, and I look at, there's an Avon Snoopy hairbrush that's for baby hair, like the kind of hairbrush that's so soft, but it's a little plastic Snoopy with like a brush on the back of his head. So cute. But that floating Snoopy soap dish, it should have been made watertight. Like, there's no reason for it to have a fucking hole in it, but it's squishy because it's kind of that rubbery
I know
vinyl.
exactly what you're talking about. They have the hole in the bottom, and then it fills, and then you can squeeze it and squirts the water out, but then it still stays. I totally know.
Right. And when you're forced to take a bath with your sister who's 3 years younger than you, there's something very fun about taking your floating Snoopy soap dish and doing the squeeze and filling it up with water and then squirting water at her, which of course has little bits of mildew in it.
Yeah.
And
I totally remember those
fascinated.
toys. I totally remember doing that. But
like, I didn't even know what mildew was, but I knew that there was black shit inside my tub toys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was absolutely obsessed with playing in the tub. And when I got old enough to like not really take baths anymore, like when I became like grown up enough to take a shower, there was a lot of fun that kind of went away in my life.
Oh yeah.
Of course, bath time really wasn't a solitary activity. I mean, I'm sure I took some baths by myself eventually, like the way my older sister would have, but then she probably graduated to shower pretty quick.
Yeah.
But oh man, I just yeah, bath time fun and squirting tiny mildew fragments at your sister.
Yes,
is a
and
wonderful
I remember
thing.
those toys, and I can picture that hole at the bottom of them because they were all the same. Oh yeah, yeah, I totally, and I can feel the squishy plastic. I completely know. Oh,
and it really makes no logical sense why they couldn't be, or have like a plug that gets put in there.
Yeah.
Something to keep it. I mean, there's no reason for it to be. I think it's probably one of the reasons why, if you do happen to find one, odds are it's new in box. It's like mint in box, because if it ever got used, it became disgusting pretty quickly.
It would be black and slimy.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, it would be like mine, if I still had my own, like same thing like with the lunchbox. If I still had my own, it would have been disgusting, and I would have had to figure out a way to like fill it with hydrogen peroxide or something and try and flush it out.
But oh my god, I need Woodstock shaped soap.
It was really cute.
I just have to have that.
I wonder if we can get, because we could make the candy molds like for the melts. I bet there's like soap molds that are like characters. I bet we could make some Woodstock soaps.
That would be fabulous. Yeah,
they would make me so happy. Oh my god.
Oh, that's exciting. So what is your next sensory memory of the 70s?
Well, because since we kind of got thrown off, I had to refer back to my initial notes. I want to talk about it. Well, there's similar other tastes, but I want to talk about aspergum, which I don't think exists anymore. Do you remember aspergum?
No.
There was the orange one and there was the red one. The orange one, basically it was gum, like a large chiclet, like a large rectangular chiclet, and the candy coating on it was basically children's aspirin.
Okay, because I remember the chewable orange flavored children's aspirin.
It was
so
very,
it probably
very similar.
Tastes just like that, but
it's
I don't
very
remember
similar.
Yeah, okay.
It's slightly more like an orange Tic Tac today, because it had like more sugar in it, because it was meant to be like, oh, here, have this piece of gum, child. And it was almost primarily for sore throats. I think because it was ground so fine and because it was in your mouth for so long, I think the idea was that it would sort of absorb more into your mucous membranes right there.
Oh, okay.
Like, it wasn't something you'd use if you had a headache or a fever.
Yeah.
And the red flavor was kind of, I'm going to say it was the kind of, with quotes, cherry flavor that was medicinal. Like the way a cherry
okay.
flavor cough drop might be, but not with that undertone of whatever. It was still very sweet, but it was more the way things were red flavor. Like the way things that called themselves cherry, and it's like, there's never been a cherry in the history of the world that tastes like this thing that's labeled cherry flavor. But yeah, aspargum was one of those things that I would sneak aspargum because I loved it so much. But it was medicine, so it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. And it actually, I mean, it held its flavor longer than fucking Fruit Stripe.
Yeah.
You know, Fruit Stripe, the best tasting gum ever, but it loses all of that flavor in like 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go and eat my dad's Maylocks because I loved it.
Was it the cherry flavor?
Talk about the 70s Maylocks.
The chewable Maylocks, yeah.
Yeah,
was it the white chalky kind?
It was just the white chalky ones, and I loved it. And
the ever so slightly mint.
Yes.
It was like the mint undertaste, but it was basically like eating a piece of chalk.
And again, people that didn't grow up then, they have no clue of anything that we're talking about.
Even things like the big bottles of like liquid Maalox. Like my dad would have like a Maalox ring around his mouth because there was a period where he was just destroying his stomach. And, you know, he wouldn't even like pour it into a spoon or into like a little medicine cup. He would just chug it right out of the bottle.
Oh God.
So we'd have the little Maalox mustache.
And do you remember the ecstasy of kaopectate?
I don't think I do remember milk of magnesia. I remember that taste. And I always thought the bottles were cool. I like the fact that the bottles were
milk
blue.
of magnesia, yes, but kaopectate, it was nasty, but
was it pink,
I can
like
smell the smell of kaopectate. Yeah, it was white and it was chalky, but there was like this weird nauseating sweetness to it at the same time.
Oh.
And I can smell kaopectate. I don't even think they make that anymore.
You know, if they do, they probably make like pills. They probably make like quick dissolve pills or something so that people don't have to experience the straight up nastiness of having to, you know, drink it like it's milk.
Yeah.
Blech. Blech. Oh my God. So, I did have another one. Unless you have something like in the chamber ready to go, I have another thing I want to bring up.
Oh yeah, tell me.
Okay, so the other day, one of those fabulous accounts on Instagram that plays like old clips from variety shows and old commercials and shit like that, which is just, there's very few things in the world I love more than that kind of thing. And they were playing. At first, I thought it was going to be a commercial for the Epilady, but it was actually like a news report about how the Epilady was causing like horrible injuries to a lot of women, and there was talk of a class action lawsuit. And I don't think the Epilady existed for very long, but when.
But I remember it, and I can picture it too. Oh yeah.
Because and the main reason why I remember it, so here's the thing. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, imagine like an electric shaver, but instead of blades, it had like a loop of a very tightly coiled metal that would rotate. And the idea was you just put this against your skin, and as it rotates, those little spaces between the very, very tight would find all those fine little hairs
And just pull them
and
out. Yeah.
fucking rip them right out of your
Yeah,
skin.
yeah.
And it wasn't just like the big hairs that people could see. It was anything that wasn't, skin level. And sometimes it would grab some skin too, I would imagine. Like if your skin wasn't perfectly exfoliated and smooth, which nobody exfoliated back then. So, it's just, but the reason why I knew as a child, no one in my house would have had the epilady. I mean, we at that stage, we still had the giant Modess hospital pads for our periods.
Yeah.
We didn't even have, maxi pads with sticky on the back. We didn't even, we were living in another century. But the reason why I knew about how the epilady would work is we had this race car set, which I recently, I went down this rabbit hole when I saw that news clip after laughing so hard, because I remembered this thing. It's like, rather than having like electric powered race cars, well, I mean, we had that too, but there was this thing, and I always thought it came from Radio Shack, but then the day I was searching and I couldn't find it, I realized it didn't have batteries, so it wouldn't have come from Radio Shack because there was no electricity involved.
Oh.
So I stopped pushing the Radio Shack thing in my search, and I found it, and of course it came from Sears, and it was called Buggy Race. And it used gravity in the same way that like a roller coaster did. Like it was like a tick, 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 tick with these two very lightweight little plastic buggies that had like a little nubbin on the bottom, and like a conveyor belt that had little nubbins on it, and it would grab your car and you go tick, 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 and when it went over the top, it would go down through the track. But the way
you should buy one.
I told Filianel that I found it, and I was so excited. He goes, "You're not buying it."
Oh.
He doesn't understand my joy at these things. If he had something when he was a child and I found it, I would get it for him. So
well, you should buy it anyway. Maybe he'll surprise you anyway.
the thing that powered it, the thing that rotated the conveyor belt, was these long, very tightly wound coil things, and each one had like a little cup with a like a crank on the end. You had the red one and the blue one for, whichever car you had, and you would manually rotate the coil with the little crank. And because this was the, late 70s, you're sitting on the carpet.
Yeah.
And carpet had, dimension to it. Because even if it wasn't straight up shag, it was at the very least sculptural shag.
Oh, yeah.
Which meant, there were patterns in higher and lower,
Oh, yes.
And, and if you lived in my house, it was a pumpkin orange olive green blend of carpet fiber. Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Beautiful shag. And while you're doing this, it's like, it's gonna touch the carpet because you're a child and you're concentrating on your car. You're not looking at that. And those things were so full of carpet fibers that were never gonna come out, because you would go, and then eventually you realize, I have to pay attention to this. I have to put my foot under it or something, because once you get ground into the carpet, it ain't gonna go anywhere. So you have to wind it backwards, which means you're gonna lose. I'm not losing to my fucking sister.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick my foot underneath this. So, stick my foot under here, and I'm not gonna give her a hint on how to win. But Buggy Race. But that kind of rotating coil thing, I don't know why that was ever a thing to begin with. I don't know of any other use for it besides those two things. And I'm pretty sure nothing exists like that now.
Oh, God, no.
Because lawsuits.
But no, I do remember those. Yeah, I can picture them. And I think they were pink, and they had one that was beige.
Oh, of epiladies?
If I remember right.
I kind of remember like a cream colored thing, but I never saw one in real life. I only saw them on the commercials.
Yeah, but I do remember those, and I remember I'm going to go just if this is going to be like 30 seconds, because we are not going off onto this thing, but I can imagine how fucking painful and
Oh,
horrible
it's
that
worse.
must have
It
been.
has to be worse than getting waxed, and wax is bad.
Because I remember me and my ex, Sissy Joe, when we were doing drag, when we stupidly, we didn't know, and we just put wax on.
Oh.
And ripping that shit off.
Because you'd never
my
been
God.
waxed before, and you were like, oh, we could do our whole leg in one thing. It's like, no, that's not how waxing works. Yeah. The whole home wax kit is a terrible
idea. And I
idea.
remember that, and I'm sure it probably felt
Were you
about
bleeding?
the same way.
Did you bleed?
I did not, but he
did, yeah. Well, I think he probably had skin more like mine.
And then I remember duct taping him.
Oh,
so he would have
cleavage. The broke ass drag queen corset made of duct tape and occasionally plastic wrap.
Yeah, and then I remember just like ripping that duct tape off and skin.
So you were putting the duct tape directly on his skin instead of like we did when I the first time I wore my Gene Simmons costume, where we tried to cellophane wrap, glad wrap my tits down.
Yeah,
Eventually, it was like, you know what? I have boobs. They don't hide. No matter what you do, they're there anyway. So I shouldn't have to go through this. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I thought it would make me look like I had pecs, but no, I just had really uncomfortable, really sweaty, and it also reminded me of like back in the day, they used to be like you want to spice up your marriage, wrap yourself in, saran wrap and open the door when he comes in from work. Hi, honey. It's like, there's nothing attractive about that. It looks like you're pressing your flesh against a really wrinkly window and going, hi.
Oh my God. I remember the wrapping you in saran.
It was a memory. It certainly was.
Those were good times. Good times. Good times.
Oh my God. Ooh, do we want to do some peeves? I have some other thoughts, but I would much rather get into peeves.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
You go first. Peeve. Peeves. What is peeving you?
So my peeve, which I have been having a very angry and catty text messages with my neighbor Corrine with. I fucking hate how my neighborhood is completely overcome by goddamn people parking on the fucking street.
Oh, that... Like, I don't mind a little of that, but when it feels like every fucking house... Ugh.
Yeah, so the two streets that go into the neighborhood, there are houses on there that face those streets.
Yeah, a few, yeah.
And having to go out, that's where you have to go to get to the freeway or to get out of the neighborhood to go where you're going to go. And it is inevitable that you have to pull off to the side and let somebody pass you.
Oh, wow.
Or someone's going to pull off to the side so you can pass, or some asshole is not going to pull off, and so your car is like 2 inches away from one another.
Because they're parked on both sides.
And I fucking guarantee you, all of those houses have driveways.
Yeah, of course they do.
And there's no cars in the driveways because they park on the fucking street.
And it's probably because they have like a basketball hoop or something on their driveway, and the kids have to play on the driveway.
It's more like, what if my car leaks oil and I don't want it to be on my driveway? And it's like, well, what about the fact that you're creating a fucking safety hazard?
Oh,
you
God.
know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, our area, because we have like it's not a big intersection, it's 2 little roads, but both of those roads are being expanded, and the intersection has been under construction since February, and it was only supposed to last 3 months, so it's going to be till next year.
Yeah.
But we have all these detours going through the neighborhoods. There's our side of the big street and the other side of the big street, and depending on which direction you're going, And going through the other subdivision over there, there's 2 streets that run parallel to the main street that, every house has a driveway that goes to the street, and they're on both
Yeah.
sides. And when this first happened, it was all the neighbors, everyone was told, it's like, you understand, if you're on a detour street, you cannot park your car in the street. Like, you have to put your car in the driveway. I don't know how any house has like 4 or 5 cars. It's like,
Oh, I know.
it's like, just,
Yeah.
And if you do, you should figure out a way. But also, my neighbor noticed that those people over there, their driveways aren't as long as ours. Like, I could fit, as long as they were small enough cars, I could fit 4 cars in my driveway if I had to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could. Oh, yeah, you could.
Like when we would have parties, I would pull the car all the way up, all the way to one side, so that other people could park in the driveway too. But these people, at very first, there were some people who were pulling up like half of the car was on the curb because they had to park in the street, but they didn't want to take up the whole fucking street. And that was nice of them because they were at least trying. Now that it's been months, nobody gives a shit anymore. And this is like a neighborhood street, and there are children and there are cats and dogs that run out into the street.
Oh, yeah.
And I should mention, city buses have to take these detours. And really, there shouldn't be big trucks. But I mean, obviously garbage trucks and whatever, but like, an Amazon vans or FedEx or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, some of them are like big fucking trucks, and it's like, okay, y'all should have known never to go through here. But there are times when all it takes is, the whole street is packed with cars parked on the street, and then there's like one person who's trying to back out of their driveway, but they can't see, and so we have traffic in both directions just sitting while someone is going,
oh, I know.
Oh,
I know, and I've had, like, backing out of my driveway, and I can't really see what's going on because the fucking house next door has 5 people living in it with all these cars along my whole fucking street. Yeah. I'm sorry. You got a driveway, fucking park in it.
Right.
Don't fucking park on the street. And they need to build a parking garage for my subdivision, and if you don't like it, you can move the fuck out.
Oh my god. There should just be a law. You have to park in your driveway, and if you're not parked in your driveway, you get a ticket for every single day.
It's just crazy. It's unsafe, it's crazy, it's irritating,
At least in San Francisco, you have to park on the street because there really is no other option. But in San Francisco, because it's every week there's a street sweeper that comes by. So you might have to park a block or 2 away from your fucking place because you have to park on the other side of the street because it's Tuesday, which means the street sweeper's going to do your side of the street. I mean, it's like, just have some goddamn consideration. That's all it is. But obviously people can't if there isn't a law.
Yeah, I do remember though when I lived, not the fabulous apartment that you remember, but when I had to move out of that
in San Francisco.
Apartment,
oh yeah.
Into this ghetto fucking ass house in the middle of like gangland in San Francisco.
Like in the Tenderloin?
Because that was all I could afford. When I was working at the Renaissance Festival, I would come back and I would literally just park on the sidewalk in front of my house because it was too unsafe to walk the neighborhood.
Oh, God.
And I would have tickets every day and I would just throw them in the garbage. And you know what? To this day, I never paid those fucking tickets.
Oh, my Lord.
I
How
threw
did they
them
never
in the
find
trash.
you? Oh, my God.
I just threw them in the garbage.
Was it your little rabbit? Your cute little rabbit?
It was my rabbit, yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, that rabbit. We had a lot of fun in that rabbit. Anyway.
It was cute, but it was a piece of shit.
Well, of course it was. But I can't think of that car without thinking about how when you were moving and you wired your big stereo speakers into the car stereo, so as we were driving...
You could blast the New Kids on the
Yes,
Block.
I can't think of that car without thinking about the Hangin' Tough album.
Yes.
And us, with all the windows rolled down, driving up and down Castro, going, with our arms out the windows, going, whoa.
Yes. Oh my God, yes we did do that. Yes we did.
And we were a little old for New Kids on the Block. We weren't 9-year-old girls, but that's not the point.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh my God.
I remember that.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so my peeve is my peeve was it's something that always bothers me, but it was really, I was strongly reminded of this peeve last week on my birthday. I'll get into that aspect of it in a sec, but the peeve itself is that it bugs the hell out of me when people on social media comment on a post without actually looking at the fucking post. Mm-hmm. And it could be like a video that they didn't bother to watch, or it could be like a written thing where they just glanced and like a couple of words jumped out at them, so now they're not going to bother to read it because, oh, I know what they're saying and I have an opinion or whatever. And and somehow they don't care enough to read it or watch it, but they care enough to comment. But it's not always like political shit. Sometimes it's like, this is the like the ultimate generic example, and there's so much of this sort of shit out there. I think everyone has seen it. So you've got like a picture of an old man, probably a stock photo for all you know. It says something like, I'm a veteran and today is my 99th birthday, but nobody will wish me a happy birthday. And it's got 12 million likes and comments. And the only reason why you're seeing it in your feed is because your idiot brother-in-law just commented, well, happy birthday, sir, with a fucking American flag emoji. Even though the original post was from like November of 2023. So even if it was real, which obviously it's not, even if it was real, today ain't his birthday, and the dude would be dead by now.
Yep.
But so that sort of thing. And there's also like the other version of that, which is, my daddy said nobody would like this post because I'm not pretty enough or whatever.
Oh,
Absolutely
God, I hate
horrific.
that shit. I know totally what you're talking about. I hate that shit.
But here's my personal experience with it that I had that happened on my birthday. So years ago on my birthday, I shared a bunch of photos that were taken on my first birthday where I'm sitting on my aunt's kitchen table next to the cake that she baked for me. And, like, the valedictorian and some cousins are standing behind the table. And I fucking love those photos because, god damn it, I was the cutest baby ever in the history of the world.
Yeah.
And when I shared those pictures that year, I wrote that the pictures were taken 50 years ago on my first birthday. And I understand that that's math, and math scares people. But it's not hard. So, and a few people back then commented, happy 50th birthday, which, of course, was wrong. But, you know, it's like, it was only a few people, so it's fine. So, when I look at my Facebook memories, and the post comes around again, this year, those kind of jumped out at me and made me a little sad, because that aunt and uncle both died last year. And so, this time, I shared that memory with a post saying how much I missed them. Yeah. And apparently nobody fucking noticed that was what I was posting, because they were all too busy wishing me a happy 50th birthday again.
Oh my God.
I'm 57. So the first time I was 51, now I'm 57. It's like, if you know me, you can't still think that I'm 50. And it's not, I'm not claiming to be 50. If I was gonna lie, I don't think I would, I wouldn't, but I would say I was 40 or 38.
I was gonna say, if I was gonna lie, I'd say I was 40.
I mean, my late 30s, early 40s were probably the hottest I ever was.
Yeah.
So saying I was 40 wouldn't be so bad, but like 38, But still, I just, God damn it, pay attention. And if you don't fucking care enough to actually look at it, then you don't care enough to like it or comment on it. Just go away. Just scroll. Don't interact with things you're not actually interacting with.
Oh, I agree. But, I am guilty of that in a weird way.
Okay.
Like, I love sending really hateful messages to people that write negative reviews of video games I will never play, or books I will never read, or movies I will never watch, because I think they're assholes for being so negative.
So it sucks enough that you won't touch it, but no, someone else isn't allowed to say it sucks? Is that what it is?
I don't know, but I've done that.
I mean,
it's like, I don't like the tone of this asshole, so I'm gonna tell him what an asshole he is, and he's probably a goddamn Trump voter too.
Oh, God. Oh, Trump voters. They all deserve what they get.
But I have been guilty of that. And that's a little different, but kind of the same. But
you're at least reading what they wrote.
But I've been guilty of doing that, but I don't care.
But you knew what they wrote because you read it.
Read because I read
See,
it, yeah.
You can comment on things that you can, I mean, if some guy is in the comments saying, you're not a woman, you're a man, or whatever, most of the time I try to scroll, but at least once a week, it'll be like, all right, you lucky sir are the one who gets me to go, oh, Pumpkin, does it make you feel icky that other people exist? I love doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, bless your little heart. You don't understand biology. You have to talk about basic biology because that's all you ever learned. And they have to talk to you like you're 5 years old. It's like, there's only mommies and daddies. There aren't any other kinds of people.
See, and that's a good thing to do.
Fuck off.
Oh, I know. Girl.
Just this morning, someone commented on something that I checked the dates. The last time that he and I interacted on this thing was like 13 weeks ago, I think it said. But today, he just went, I'm going to give her a piece of my mind. And he did this whole thing about no amount of delusion is going to change the fact that you're either a woman or a man. You either have babies or you don't. And I'm like,
oh, God.
First of all, you need to get a life. Calm the hell down. And also, apparently you think I'm a man. And I didn't go any further with that. It's like, dude, you literally just called me a man. Sure, I once had parts. I don't have them now. But even when I had them, I didn't use them. So, fuck off.
Oh, God.
Fuck off! As Bumps from I've Had It says.
Amen, girl. Amen.
And you know who else can fuck off? Lindsey Graham can fuck off. Everybody who's acting like Lindsey Graham wasn't a complete piece of shit can fuck off. Like, I get that the guy might be funny. Like, if you're in a room with him, he might, like, make you laugh. I could get that. But...
yeah, but he's a closet queen, homophobe piece of shit.
Yeah. There's nothing more evil than someone who spreads hate from behind their fucking closet door. Like, if you're gonna be an asshole, at least be honest about who you are and just be like, I know it doesn't make sense, but I think all people like me should be, thrown into jail or whatever. I mean,
yeah, he's a piece of shit.
absolute piece of shit. Good fucking riddance.
And just like Charlie Kirk, I'm glad he's dead.
Oh, did you hear about the guy who spent tons of like time and money making a bronze statue of Charlie Kirk that he fully intended to put in like Times Square without getting any permission to do so? And now it's like nobody will buy it. So now he's just mad because he really thought that the world, and the thing is, when you look at it, it doesn't even look like Charlie Kirk because there aren't like 6 feet of gum. Like his mouth isn't just filled with gums and tiny little chiclet teeth. Ugh, what an ugly asshole that guy was.
Oh, God.
And also,
yeah.
it would be much better if it was a fountain with like, the water coming out of.
Yes. Oh my God.
That would be great. And I'm not going to say the words, but y'all know where I'm pointing. Y'all know what I'm
ill
miming.
of the dead, but if they're Republican assholes, it's totally okay.
Oh, fuck them. Fuck them.
Yes.
Feel free to haunt me, Charlie Kirk. I don't give a shit. I'll go Ghostbusters on you and trap you in a box.
Fucking asshole. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy our show, please take a moment to rate and review us wherever you listen.
If you send us a screenshot of your review, we'll send you a Bitchin' Boutique sticker. Everyone loves stickers.
Please subscribe or add us to your favorites wherever you get your podcasts.
Subscribers get new episodes first and are also more attractive.
Drop us a line anytime at PitneyAndAmelia@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you.
Okay,
I'm turning
oh,
that
it's going.
down.
It's going.
It's going, and it's in a second row, right? It's in its own
No,
row?
it's on the same row, but it's going.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
There
it's
must
on
be
the
some
same
weird-
row, but it's going.
There must be some setting that. Okay, that's interesting.
But I'm glad that it's going because oh my
Right,
God.
right. Okay, so
Because God damn it.